but not always the case, but we'll see where they end up in terms of CT aggression. We are going towards middle. Device hunting for a frag here as he pushes towards the fountain. And what a shot that is. Takes down Apex, completely rattles him, and it's a 5-on-4.
Yeah, and Shox is going to be the one to try and trade this back, but there's the three-man trifecta down in mid. That's going to be one more to go their way. Kenny is able to get one in the meantime, but they don't account for Kirby, who comes leaping out of the woodwork. MBK is not too keen immediately to go on this push and try and get the trade. Will be held back for the time being. That bomb wrapping back round its body. He's going to be holding defensive. Is worried that someone could have slipped down through connector. MBK is going to be checking it. Now they can rendezvous down here at B, but dupreeh, I think he just spotted the bomb.
I think he did indeed. That's body towards the monster tunnel. We'll see what he can do here. Fast up towards short, though. That's MBK. He finds his frag. They've got a chance. He does it. And there's not really too much backup towards this B-side. It's up to Zipex. Very good at anchoring sites traditionally. Let's see if he can deny the plant here. He cannot. He does damage, but now we've got a round on our hands. 2-on-2 situation.
Yeah, bomb's still yet to go down. There is a man within the site, and that's going to be Kirby. Glaive waiting up in heaven. Hot flash comes out. Now Glaive's tagged extremely low, and we're going to see Body pick up that USP. It's going to help wonderfully. Doesn't matter that he was low as he finds the headshot. It's Kirby in the 1v2. Has to try and step up massively here. He's going to be sneaking into the site. They spot him out. The double peek going to come through, and MBK will finish him off, and that means G2 pick up that pistol. Yeah,
disappointing finish there for Astralis. A 4-on-2 situation. It seems strange that we only had one player in the form of dupreeh alone at the B-bomb side. When you have the 2-on-2, if he gets taken down, they've got a chance to actually get that plant down, and then they were fighting 1-on-1. It seemed like it was a pretty lackluster kind of finish there from Astralis, I have to say. Such a confident start as well, pushing middle, taking out Apex, finding all the frags required, falling back, and then not really having the firepower available to go toe-to-toe with the French side. HE's now towards middle, from both sides, in fact, as well. The CT's doing a little bit of damage, but the French even more. They take down Kiabi, and Glaive is down to 10 HP as well. CT's now in a world of trouble. They'll have to fall back. You can see Glaive very low HP indeed, and Body, he finds Zipex towards the B-bomb side.
Yeah, they've already got that two-man advantage. They already had more firepower. Now they've got more manpower as well to try and back that up. MBK clearing out connector. Device going to be holding this from the boost, though. This could be where they find themselves their opening frag. So he's just going to be holding the angle. Also has dupreeh waiting down here towards B. MBK making noise. Device, his patience yet to be rewarded, but as players start to come his way, everyone going to be bypassing him right here. It's not luck not in his favor. They just hold. dupreeh's going to get spotted down here towards B. Goes in for it, but going to run out of ammo on the CZ. MBK picks him up, and now Glaive and Device, the Tower of Danes over here, still yet to find anything. But
Tower of Danes, I like that. Yeah. I thought you were going to go Tower of Doom, but you mixed it up a bit. That's good. But we'll see what they can do here. It's going to be Device with one frag. I think that's all they'll be getting here. Indeed, it will be. Getting some body to finish things off. 4 players surviving for G2. So it was a nice approach there from Astralis, getting the HEs out, but the French had the same tactic in mind, managing to find that first player, and that's a dream scenario. In the anti-ecos, get the first pick. You've got the firepower in your favor as well. And then just dissect the map piece by piece, and slowly but surely finding the CTs there. So, has to be a full eco for Astralis. Our second round force buy. We'll have a look at the money. Device, he's known as one of the best AWPers on overpass generally. If you saw him take on full in the major, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some very, very cool shots being taken down there. But here we go. He has got $3,300, so the AWP will be our next round, which is good news for him. But in terms of this round, number 3, this is the full eco. Not a single dollar invested here. So G2 are going to be aware, but this is more disciplined than what I'm used to seeing from them. They're not rushing around and giving things away. They're actually holding up and finding refrags. So looking good so far. Glaive finds one frag, taking down Apex. He's had a bit of a rough run so far, but now dupreeh alone in the bathrooms. This should be a guaranteed round now for G2.
Yeah, and the Zipex down here on B. That USP, this should just be a nice, easy round for G2 to try and make some money. In comes Shoxy, the MP7 rattles some death, and does manage to net him one more. Device and dupreeh. The Danish double D there, that's all that remains as they make their way down from behind. And MBK going to be holding the angle. This should be nice and easy for him to farm these up. Down they go, and that is G2. They managed to find the pistol and convert the 2 anti-ecos as well, but now the buy can come in from Astralis.
It can indeed. As we probably all should know by now. Astralis known to be a single AWP team. They won't be falling back to a double AWP setup, although Dupree, I've been speaking to him recently. He said he's trying to get into that role. He's trying to make it happen. So this team has an extra string to their bow, if you will. But for now, we have got G2 coming in with the 3 AKs and Shoxy on the MP7, interesting enough. So a little bit of a bonus round situation. Shoxy taking a nade to the face as he pushes up towards shore here. G2 certainly with the upper hand. You can see not a single diffuse kit. And Harry, not a single set of head armor as well. So Shoxy can actually cause some damage to that MP7 as Dupree pushes towards shore, looking for any sort of boost here. It won't be pre-firing Shoxy, that's an instant kill surely. Not as clean as I'd have liked, but Shoxy given a few seconds to find the frag, his teammates commit towards Monster Time.
Yeah, Glaive and Zipex trying to step up, and they do indeed. Zipex takes himself two. Glaive chimes in with one more, but Zipex, even though he's on a USP, he's still delivering death before Shox finally trades him out. The MP7 doing some serious work, but it will be dropped as now Shox finds himself in the 1v2. Trapped down here, has to try and push back up to get this bomb down, but with both players holding heaven, it is going to be a tricky task. He has an inkling, has 2 flashes and a smoke as well, but it isn't going to opt to use them, just tries to cross this dry. Clearing all the angles before he commits to anything, making sure that no one can come in from the back line. Device going to be holding this with the AWP. For the time being, it looks like he's been afforded the bomb plant. Smoke goes down over on short. Shot rattles through, Shox is scared, stops planning, and Kirby in with a nade finishes things off. That will be Astralis to pick that round up in spite of the heroics from Shox.
Yeah, good round there from Astralis. Well recovered after losing the first frag towards short as well. We knew that would be a weak buy for them, but here's the replay. See Zipex doing some good work there through the smoke, what he does best, reclaiming the bomb site. And it's going to be Astralis giving 2 players alive, which is fine, but still G2 are going to be very well equipped going to round number 5 here. We did see that previous MP7 trying to kill as well, so Shox is getting extra $600 there. Device this time towards long. I think he's boosted himself up in the flower bed. And Kiabi, he's pushing up towards shore here, going through the smoke. He'll be with a teammate as well. Flashbangs are good, runs through the fire a little bit there, but Dupree, he's not happy with just holding short. He'll actually be pushing all the way through, making a lot of noise. Body should be devouring these frags, but Dupree beats him to the punch. I'm going to have a 5-on-4. Mission accomplished for the Danes, and we're falling back here with their advantage, but not for long. Kenny S from T-Spawn takes down Dupree, and he'll be very happy to get that refrag.
Yeah, one that really they should have never been allowed to find. Now, Kirby's going to get boosted up here. Doesn't lead to anything, but he gets the information. And no one's there for the time being. MBK's waiting cautiously, doesn't want to risk peeking out. Just going to be holding the aggression in through short. Rest of the team starting their rotate back round. It's the bomb to kickstart it, but down goes MBK. He did suspect Kirby was faster on the trigger, though. And that's the man advantage taken here for Astralis. They go ahead and take that straight back.
So many cool boosts you can do on overpass in general. And Kirby holds a different line this time, still being boosted up. I like this a lot. He'll be looking towards Monster Tunnel this time. It's still 2 players on the bomb side, but it's angles you wouldn't necessarily expect. And he'll certainly have the advantage with the silenced M4 ready and waiting as Apex comes sneaking in. And the timings might elude him slightly, but Kirby does a bit of damage there. But he's given the call to his teammates, and Zipex gets in a better position.
Zipex goes down, Kirby doing all he can, can't find much through the smoke, and now Apex is taking the aggressive angle in the meantime, but the aggression will come back to punish him. Kenny's allowed to get the bomb plant, takes the peek on out fully, Flash still finds Device, comes off Trumps in that duel, and now we're into the 2-on-2, Glaive, the man within the site, pushed on up. Gonna be the point man, the danger man as you so often like to call them, Henry. And Kenny sneaking in with the AWP, Cyclops mode fully engaged as he starts to round the corner, has Shox there to trade him out. Here's them go for the defuse, doesn't peek into it just yet. The defuse gets stuck, and the round gets picked up by Astralis. Everyone from G2 was there, and it all falls apart.
That's actually kind of cool from Astralis. It's quite rare in a 2-on-2 scenario to go for a full defuse like that. If it was 2-on-1, sure, but there's 2 players alive. You're usually trying to touch the bomb and pull one of them out and then get some intel there. But they went a bit of a gamble there, essentially removing one of the CT players from the situation. But GT just didn't see that coming and bided their time a little bit too long and gave away the round. It's going to be G2 surviving, I think, with 2 players up. But they still have another buy here with Kenny S on the AWP. And Astralis still clutching a straw slightly with the economy in general. They're pushing towards long this time. They get the first frag, but unfortunately Apex chimed in as well. So an equal situation does favor the terrorist side. That's a very early exchange as well. And MBK with full control of the underground position. So he'll be calling for his teammates to rotate potentially back towards B. They have got body one, Shaman's tunnel as well. And now at this point, probably try and bait out some CT utility. You can see Shox just showing presence towards middle for now. I would assume they end up towards B considering the current setup here. And Kenny S starts to encroach on the B bomb site, hoping for that smoke to go down. Another boost being deployed here by Astralis. We've seen a few from them so far, but we hit the 1 minute mark, and it's up to Kenny S to dissect this part of the map.
Zepex and Dupree currently lying wait over here on B, and as they play it safe, just going to be holding the angles. Don't want to go peeking on out, waiting to see if the Frenchmen come wandering into their crosshairs. Kenny, he's the point man. Zepex peeks out, that's the bomb drop. Dupree comes in to help, and now the Danes, they've got full control of the bomb. The rotate's starting to pull in, and MBK steps up to the mark, takes himself two, and this round gets turned on its head.
Oh.
MBK, he's been the man that's on fire for G2 as he steps up once again. He had to do it yesterday on this map, and he's looking to try and relive those past heroics. It all falls onto Glaive, locked in the 1v2. Smoke rains in to try and keep him at bay, but he's going to go pushing on through, finds the first onto Kenny, and MBK has to 4K if he wants to pick this round up. Well, that's a holds him back, and then Glaive finishes it off, gets the 3K of his own, clutches that out in the 1v2. Fantastic stuff, and that will be Astralis onto their third.
It will be indeed. We've had a lot of tight situations here, but Astralis with the lion's share of them after going 3-0 down. They've got 3 rounds in a row themselves. Of course, we're going to see a replay of this. How nice is this from MBK? You're right, he's been great. Even yesterday he was fantastic. He got clutches all over the place and aces, and he still seems to be in very good form, but the whole team, the synergy and the tactical approach seems to be slightly off, and they're force buying, Harry. They really want these rounds to work out for them, and to be fair, every round's come down to a 1v1 so far, but still, the buys are getting weaker. This time they've got 2 AKs at Galil. They are certainly all in. A couple of P250s to work with as well, but the CTs continuing the aggression here, and Device, a rare miss from him. Normally so good on overpass, which is that key exchange, but still alive, and he's going to be falling back as Kiabi watches his back here from the connector.
MBK, he's the first man to pounce. He's dropped out one. There's still 2 more waiting. MBK's looking to try and do it once again. Kiabi puts a stop to the madness, but in comes Kenny. And Dupree, you want to stay out of connector, my friend, does push in for the info, but immediately is sent railing back. It will be the 4-on-2. A famous G2 force buy looking like it could pay off once again. Within the site, they don't check for Zepex, who currently hides on truck, but no, Apex will deliver death swiftly. Dupree, the last man alive, does at least turn into the 1v3.
Money's going to be so tight on either side, but Astralis, they know if he can go for this and maybe find a few frags and stay alive, that'd be something. Keep the terrorists modest at least. It's very unlikely he can win this round without the kit or head armor. Not such a huge deal against the AKs with Shoxy with the M4 there. He's just hoping to see any terrorists investigate and try and take him down, but as we said, every single round has been a clutch so far. And sure, Astralis have won 3 rounds in a row, but they're still going to be eco next round. They're not going to have much to work with here. They might be able to force if they really want to. If Dupree saves the AK, they're going to get $1,400 on top of what they have right now, which is 3 players on 0, and then Kiabi and Glaive on just over 1,000. So it might be a double eco situation anyway. It might be just worth forcing around this. We'll see what they decide to do. Dupree will indeed save the AK-47, but G2 coming to life now after having some very close rounds. It's the force buy with 2 AKs and P250s that works out for them, and we'll have a look at the approach now. I can see some body armor purchased. It looks like they are going to go for the force out. Like I said, I think it would have been the double eco regardless. Got an AK to work with. Might as well see what they can do with it. A UMP for Glaive, Deagles for Device and Zepex, and the Danes are known to be pretty deadly with those Desert Eagles, so we'll see what they can do here.
Yes, they are. The high-powered hand cannon does seem to favor the Danes. But G2, they've already started to forge a path down through mid. It's going to send Device back. Right now, he's up here on A, all on his lonesome. You can see 2 players rotating on round. It's going to be Zepex and Glaive, while Kiabi and Dupree start their aggression.
Yeah, well, they kind of have to do this right now because they're under-equipped. They don't really have much to work with, and they're going to be battling for that first frag. They'll be pushing towards short, and it's a little bit chaotic, but unfortunately, G2 have found them out. The smoke's decent, so a chance for Kiabi to fall back here, but they wanted to try and find a frag there, ideally.
Yeah, and the lack of one provided now means that G2, they're aware of this flank. They're going to be holding it ever cautious. And that has somewhat forced their hand, though. I mean, they weren't able to find anything in return. So when you look at it, they've been sent over here towards long and mid. They know that, you know, the one rifle that Astralis have right now is currently situated down on the B bomb site. And MBK, well, he's the man to watch it. Spots a player on short. There's one player on G2 I wouldn't want to be facing against right now. It is NBK. The rest of G2 slowly but surely pushing up through long. and toilets. MBK now comes up to join them. Device going to be holding it close. He's been tagged once, but he's going to just try and sit pretty on the other side of this smoke. Has to be careful. They can't see over the top. And as it starts to dissipate, Device going to be flashed through, takes the peek, but he misses. Body picks it up. And now that's the man advantage taken here for G2. They're going to continue this tirade in towards the A bomb site, but Glaive, he's the man to resist. Takes one in return, make that two. dupreeh steps up with the fallen AK. And now Kenny's the last man left. Such a good play, so good in fact it made me stutter. As Astralis, they managed to get themselves a fourth.
Yeah, that's kind of huge, isn't it? It was a force by there with the saved AK-47 and the UMP, and you can see the UMP doing tremendous work there from Glaive on the side, battling as the time was running down. And G2, once again, they've been struggling with that concept of keeping their eye on the clock and going in as a unit. Always seems very chaotic towards the end there. But there we go. 4 to place 4. It's going to be another force buy, this time on the French side. 2 pistols and a Kenny SAWP. And we'll see whether they can do anything with this. This has been a very common trend as we get into round number 9. So Astralis, they have the lead for now. They've got the Device AWP once again. He's towards the bathroom. It's not hyper-aggressive this time. And we'll see whether we can find the first few kills. Of course we can. The force buy is working out again, Harry.
I mean, as is the way of the Frenchman, they've already lost 2 for Astralis. dupreeh waiting over the body of his fallen comrade. Waiting to see if anyone comes around the corner, wants to try and get revenge. And right now, Shox is going to be holding it. Kenny's there to try and help. Just going to be waiting in case they do get a bit curious over here towards short. And they might try employing another boost once again, but these haven't really been doing them any favors. They scramble over the deceased body of their friend just to put dupreeh up here. He doesn't gain much from it. Shox has to be careful. He's walked out into their sights, but they haven't spotted him. dupreeh at UFK finally wakes up. And Shox will go down. dupreeh was caught sleeping, but does manage to spring back to life at the right time. Man advantage still going to be going the way of G2, but that gap is closing.
Well, we do have a chance now for Astralis as we fall back to the A-bomb side. It's MBK trying to show presence here. He's only got the Desert Eagle. Wants to show that at least they're on this side of the map here. If he can find 1 kill, it might stop the rotation. It actually is working tremendously. Look at the B-bomb side right now. No one there. Kiabi, he's starting to realize he goes towards heaven as the bomb comes in as well. He throws the incendiary down, so that'll buy some time, which is good, and dinks off a player as well. Apex goes down. Tremendous work here from Kiabi, but the bomb will be planted.
Yeah, left in the 2v3, that man advantage might have eluded them, but at least they get the bomb plant. They leave it down to the wire. And it does pay off. Now the retake coming on through. Body to find the first. Make that 2, make that 3. Takes them all. The triple kill reigns in, and Body, he drops everyone for Astralis there.
Yeah, Body's been one of my favorite players so far in the last year. I think he's just gone from strength to strength at 3K there as well. Usually so solid on the CT side. He's quite quiet usually, does his job, keeps his head down on the T side, but that's a big round for him. And he manages to bring another force buy victory for G2. And that's where the madness subsides somewhat. As we can see, G2 with the lead right now, and Astralis, they have to take an eco here. P250s, USPs, dupreeh. A little bit mad. He's gone for the body armor and the deagle as well. We'll see if his money is slightly higher than his teammates. It is indeed, so he's absolutely fine. He'll be pushing off towards shore, and we'll see whether he can find Body, who's probably feeling it right now. He's waiting in T-spawn, wants some more targets to hit. dupreeh might just give it to him. He'll fall back slightly, and dupreeh might have been gifted some room to wiggle with here, but I'm not sure he'll get much done. Look at this defensive angle coming from Body. He's anticipating this, and it's going to be an instant kill if dupreeh goes any further.
Yeah, Body's just going to be locking this down. While the rest of his team, they can continue their aggression up through long. It's just this standoff between Body and dupreeh. And dupreeh, if he's the one who's more patient, which he is, he will be spotted out. Damage done. Body sent back, but as is dupreeh. In the meantime, Apex and Shox, they made their way down through long. They find the first onto Glaive. Still have a little bit more within the site as Kiabi ducks and weaves around the box. Player in from toilet. They go for the bait and switch. Apex has so many angles left to check. He will go down. Kiabi's picked up the AK now. As he tries to do damage, Shox trays it out. It's all left on Device. But he's got the bomb. He's going up as well, and this is a recipe for success. They've given him 2 things that he could run away with in this round. Just going to be locking down the bomb. G2 sent railing back to try and pick this up. The Device, ever patiently, waiting for them to start to rotate in. Players behind, players in front. It's Body to mop him up and rescue that round for G2.
Yeah, definitely got very dangerous there. You're absolutely right. You give Device an AWP with a bomb down as well, he's going to cause some sort of damage there. But a good smoke, that made it a little bit less dangerous. There was a gap there as well, but Body finding the shot. It means that they get the score in their favor. 6-4 now, and it's been Astralis another difficult buy here. He's going to have a UMP per Glaive, but the AWP's out for Device, but still struggling. One defuse kit, very little utility as well. Device, he knows he has to work quite hard for the frags here. Tries to boost up towards the playground, but can't find anything just yet. Apex helping himself to the B side there. Lucky to be alive as he misses the shot, and all four of them will fall back at this point, expecting a bombardment of utility there. But now it's fine. I don't think the CTs will be throwing them out willy-nilly. They'll be a little bit more frugal as we enter the 1 minute 20 mark. Still very early days. And a boost towards the B side here. Apex looking to find a frag.
Oof. That was nearly it. That was nearly the dream. But Zipex does manage to elude the bullets and returns with some of his own. Chips away at Apex just a little bit.
So the thing about G2 is we haven't seen much late round execution from them generally in the last couple of days. It's just been default, try and work picks, and then someone has to go wild with a clutch, right? We never really see really clean rounds, and they're always running out of time or just having to go off a bad play and then someone clutches it out. I want to see a full execution here. You've got all the smokes. You know the money's low over the CTs. You've seen a UMP now. Let's go for the full wall of smokes. And it might be happening, Harry. I could get exactly what I want here. Molotov's coming in. The smokes are down. It's happening. Flashbang's over momentarily. Is it going to work out? But then the CT's trying to backstab, but it's MBK stepping up once again with the AK-47, looking for more than two as he makes his way in. He should have a good chance here. Deploys the smoke, buys his team some time, but his Body continuing the good work here. And this is beautiful stuff right now from G2.
It's all left on Device, but if anyone can pull it back, it's going to be him. Goes for the no-scope, misses. Go, he picks it up, Device. What is wrong with you? And MBK might have thrown this all away, as now Device left in the 1v1. It never should have been given to him. Not like this, G2. As Body locked in the 1v1. Device peeks out, goes running in. He's lucky to be alive. Picks up the trusty AWP, plays it round the side. Body goes for the... finds the frag. That was nearly it. That was nearly the one, Henry. Oh, it's so close. MBK gives and he takes away.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I've not seen a round like that in a very long time. Just complete chaos. It seemed like it was the perfect play from G2. They got those two flanking frags as they flew out of the connector door, and then it seemed like it was done. MBK, a third frag, but Device, how is he alive for so long? When we get a chance, let's get some replays up of that if we can. Just I want to see that in slow motion as that moment when Device and MBK were almost kissing each other in the smoke. No one get the shot off. I assume MBK ran out of ammo. Maybe he's trying to reload, and then the no-escape came through. As you can see, Device is wiggling his crosser like, well, I'm dead. Just kill me. And then, okay, well, I'll take the frag. If you're going to give it to me, that's fine. But for now, it's 7-4. They just about win the messy situation. And that's, like I said, that's been the problem with G2. There's no real convincing rounds. They're always so chaotic, but they do win them. So round number 12, that's another eco for Astralis. Hello. Good shot.
Oh, Body keeping it crisp. Opens things up. The ecoing players for Astralis. Not able to get too much done there. Now, where do they go off the back of this? They found one. They know that Astralis have no money. They don't want to go running into these pistols, so they're going to take things very, very slowly. Kirby up here by toilets, going to be holding long. The CZ particularly deadly from this angle, but Apex is already suspecting something. You have got Glaive there to help him out, and Glaive going to be holding that shadow angle that we saw used so much yesterday. Kirby's gone down. Glaive waits by the shadow, finds the first, goes back for a little bit more, but Kenny does manage to get the trade. It's now Device and Zipex rotating on in. Two P250s between them as they look to try and be the resistance here.
Seems like it's done, as we do have Zipex, the last player remaining there. MBK, another couple of frags for him. He must be getting up there now. He's currently on 15 frags. Yeah, he certainly is. 6 deaths for him. Top performers on the Astralis side. We have Glaive, who has won a couple of clutches for them, but they're starting to get themselves in a bit of a rut here, Harry. It's the CT side of the map for sure, and it's G2 pulling strings and looking like the stronger unit. And once again, Astralis, no kits. And they do have the AWP, but a bit more utility than before, so it's definitely a good buy. I had a stab and spawn. Shoxy, why are you on 30 HP? What's going on there? We're going to have ourselves a very interesting round. That shouldn't be happening. It happens way more often than it should. You get right-click, stabbed in the back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess right now G2 trying to give themselves a bit of a handicap for Astralis. They've been able to pull this one back to a 4-4 early on. Shox is still tagged up, though, from the friendly knife. Glaive pushing up through toilets. They have lost Device over a mid. That was the AWP. He's normally kind of the driving factor for them on this CT side. So they have forfeit one of their big players very early on in this round, and to try and make up for that, look at this push from Kirby. And our Danes love their bicycles. He's going to be waiting by that over at long. Dupree going to take some aggression down through short, and Body, well, as he waits, buys his time down by Monster, he could potentially get caught off guard by this.
Now it's Dupree. He seems to be so good on the timings here, pushing short. When they lose a man, like we said, it's still a 4-4, but that does favor the T's. You have to make something happen. A reaction play has to come through, gain some map control in your favor, and Astralis doing a very good job of that so far. They do take down another player, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 in their advantage now. Shoxy, though, fast towards the bathrooms. He can be quite handy with the AWP, although we have seen MBK on him more these days, or at least yesterday, I should say. He holds towards the bathrooms. Kenny S and Apex make their way back towards B. So at this point, Shoxy is showing presence. As you can see, he hasn't got the bomb. Hasn't really got any teammates with him either, but Kiabi's coming in the back. And this is going to be a round I'm almost certain go towards Astralis here. Kiabi is going to get this frag and hear him running around. Wants to make sure he can stop him going towards the connector. Surely he does. That frag will be coming in momentarily. And there's Dupree finding one, and there's Zipex. Okay. Kiabi doesn't find the frag, but Shoxy's still alive for now. I don't know how he wins that exchange, but still, he's got the low HP from when he got knifed in the back at the start of the round. That's going to be annoying, and once again, G2, their classic, their trademark move, run out of time.
Yeah, it seems to be their go-to right now, which...
the go-to strategy, just run the clock down to 0 every single time.
Doesn't matter what side you're on, CT or T. I mean, it works great on one of them. But here we go for G2. Going to be able to buy down once again. You've got the AWP juggled forward to Kenny. This time there's no knife in spawn, which is a...
it's a bonus.
Bit of a silver lining there.
Yep.
Astralis, they've just got rifles. No AWP up for device. Has meant they can get the kit on Kirby. A little bit limited, but we haven't really seen G2 getting into these sites too much as of late, so maybe not something they're planning to worry about. And it's going to be more aggression down here towards short. The boost going to be employed as Zipex takes a little gander into connector.
8-5 now. Astralis do pull one round back, but we'll see if they can keep it up here. There's another nice boost here. That aggression towards short. It's working out so well for Astralis. They're finding frags consistently from that position, but Shoxy gets one back in return. And we do have a little bit of a chaotic round here. They've taken that chance. They know the boost, and there's at least 2 players towards short. Let's push up on the A side, but Device, this time with the M4 in hand, has a nice shot towards long. Finds one kill. There's a little bit of damage towards Shoxy as well, but that's all he'll do. Now Glaive smoked out of position, flashing over, and now it's a 4-on-3, the bomb planted.
Yeah, 3 players trying to make their way up from B. It's the man with the golden timings, though. Dupree on this very, very lengthy flank coming around from behind this time. His timing still pays off, catches Shox unaware. And we see this going to a 2-on-4. NBK spots the man at long, but is more worried about the ones in his front yard as opposed to the back. Finds the first, pivots round on the spot. Having to watch so many angles, gets caught off guard by Dupree. And now Kenny has to step up with the AWP, and he can't do it if he's landing shots like that. Finds the first through the smoke. Now we're into the 1v2. Defuse coming in, but if you're Kenny, that's not a problem. He takes a second, trying to make it 3, trying to get the hat trick, but it's the bomb to finish him off. G2, they get themselves another round on the back of their fantastic AWP, Kenny S.
Yeah, he's so good. He's such a nuisance in those sort of positions as well. He's one of the great players of movement generally. If he's got a bomb down in AWP and positional control like this, we can dodge and weave and hit tiny little gaps and just keep pushing you back. It's so frustrating to play against, and it's just a great round from him. Perfectly played. Running the clock down there. It goes off. He survives. The CT goes down, and the 9th round for G2. It certainly hasn't been a masterclass in CS and tactical prowess, but still, I've been enjoying some of the individual skill that's being displayed right now. It's round number 15. Astralis desperately need this round. They need to make this 9-6, but looking very likely to be 10-5. You can see pistols and Device with a shotgun, a Max 7 to be exact. A couple of sets of head armor, but very, very little utility. They've got 3 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and a decoy. It's not looking good. They can't really justify pushing offshore here, and let's say flash over and try and take someone down who's already taken that part of the map. So, G2 know the money's low. They've been tracking that themselves. They won the previous round. So if you win one round and lose the subsequent, you only get $1,400 per player as a CT in the next round. So they know the money will be very low. Get towards long. Apex on that mini-map right now. You can see him sneaking all the way up. MBK toast Device there after taking him down with the AK-47. And Apex, he can just go in towards A at this point. His teammates will wait outside the monster tunnel. Apex will smoke in. He'll probably smoke towards bank and then try and go in by himself. Just pull a rotation over. Try and find one frag. Kiabi might get a kill. He can hit the reload of MBK. There it is. That's not a huge deal. Apex now has deployed the smoke along A. And their teammates are going to be just taking them down one by one. I don't see a world where G2 lose this round. Just unless they run the clock down, that is. No, that is a possibility. We are at the 30-second mark. If it happens now, I'm done. I'm walking off. You have to solo cast this, okay?
That's fine.
Right.
I've been ready for this my whole life. But Dupree, He's keeping them away. He's keeping them out of sight. There's only 23 seconds.
Oh,
they're turning it round. G2.
Should be fine.
You've got to be fast. I mean, you've got enough time. This is a shorter rotate than yesterday on Cash. I'll give you that. They start to run round. So Shocks with his running shoes on. Does manage to get the bomb down, so we're not going to see that clock be their demise. The utility to try and keep Astralis at bay. Apex playing it close. Takes a peek into the bank. Doesn't find money. Instead, he finds 2. Apex able to take 1 in return, but in the 1v3, it's not looking good here. Astralis should be forfeiting this round the way of G2. He's desperately trying to find the AK, but Shocks playing it close secures that round.
Well, there it is. It will be 10-5 in favor of G2. A very chaotic half and lots of rounds that Astralis won. They won in a 1v1 situation. They struggle to get their economy stabilized and they lose the CT half. We'll take a quick break and see if they can come back in half number 2. Currently 5 rounds ahead of the Danes on what is for the most part considered to be home turf. And this was a G2 who looked a little bit deflated yesterday. They've come crawling out the woodwork and now look to be in fighting form. Henry, we've seen some ups and downs, but do you think Astralis can pull this one back in the second half? Oh, they definitely can. They're an amazing T-side team, probably one of the best on overpass. So they've got the execute. Everyone's copying their execute, Harry, but only the OGs can do it the best. So we'll see them actually deploying that. We saw very little of that from G2 generally. They've got lots of skill right now. Their players seem to be in good fragging form, but the team overall, the tactics, and for me, the final execution seems scrappy. The timings are off. We saw yesterday so many round timeouts, or a couple of those in the first half there, but still, they've got double digits. It's a great foundation to begin with. They won the pistol, they got the 3-0. If they do that again, they'll be at 13-5, and they probably do win the game. But if Astralis get this pistol or win the force buy in the second round, I feel like they will win this and actually come back from that. I'm going to say that right now. So we'll see what happens. Half number 2, Astralis with 4 sets of armor, and we have got Glaive with the smoke, HE grenade combo, and a little bit of aggression from the CTs, 2 towards long, Kenny's and Shoxy, that tag team duo, pushing that area, and it's going to be Apex towards Connector, CZ in hand, a close range weapon, and here's the aggression, but we can't see a kill just yet, but there it is, Kenny S rips off the head of device, and he'll be falling back, very happy with that exchange.
Oh, Apex, there you go, does manage to wake up. And with the CZ, but doesn't make it look easy, as now the rest of Astralis start their push into B. Zipex with the Glock, showing it can be used at range. Does find some decent damage, MBK.
Ooh, incendiary.
Molotov goes down, incendiary, sorry, denies that bomb plant. Glaive's going to go ahead and take the aggression, but he's being chipped away. Does manage to find MBK, but then Kenny S means he never sees the light of day. That nade doesn't quite find the frag. Instead, it's Body to come into the site. Kenny to finish things off. And G2, they pick up the pistol.
That's actually kind of sick if you think about it. If you're going to have aggressive players towards 2 towards middle, 2 towards long, you leave MBK by himself in the B-bomb site. He can buy so much time. That's why playing the heaven position, once he spots him coming in, it's unlikely to be smoked out, and he can deny the bomb being planted, right? The incendiary drops. He can buy 7 seconds for rotations at that point, and find frags as well. They've already got the man advantage. Funneling Astralis into that B position where they've already found kills as well. That's perfect. Buy some more time, find kills, HE grenades as well, doing more damage. Really nice round from G2. But had the force spike come through, but it might not even be that successful. Shoxy with the first kill there, the MP9, a weapon he's been purchasing a lot recently, trying to summon his inner fur, it seems, as we go into the 5-on-4 situation. Shoxy holding towards the bathrooms now, and, well, actually, has my game lagging. He's actually gone back towards the site, Harry, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, now he's actually pushed all the way up long. Going to be playing this in the cubby here. Pushing around the corner. Takes out Glaive. No one there to trade for him. You can see that Astralis, they want to try and capitalize on this. They start to rotate Kirby round. But it's too little too late. As Shox is already retreated back into the safety of the A-bomb site. Body able to drop one more. Kirby in with the dig. Knows that there's a man. Knows the Body's waiting for him. It doesn't fancy his chances. Shox. He's like positively electric right now. And Kirby has got him coming his way. Down goes Zipex, and Shox going to try and get 4 here, make a nice bit of money with that MP9. Misses the opener, and then Shox finishes him off. And, you know, you say how he's been buying it up a lot. The MP9, I think, has always been my favorite SMG, but I have been saying for the longest time that this, you know, this is the year of the MP9. The UMP nerfs come in. I'm telling you, Henry, look.
It's coming back.
We got MBK picking it up now as well.
Well, it's got a very high rate of fire. It's got a lot of mobility. Obviously, farms cash as well, and it's cheap. Yeah. There are definitely bonuses for it, but yeah, you're right. I think a lot of people are favouring the MP7 over the UMP now. UMP still has its place, but definitely the lesser SMGs showing more of a forefront, I would say. And Shoxy, he knows he's got unarmored opponents in front of him right now. Looking to find kills. That should be a guaranteed one. Drops the bomb as well. Takes out Kiabi. So that's going to be round done, I'm afraid. Not really much I can do here with 4 Glocks, no armor. Shoxy knows it. Just picking them off one by one. An absolute beast there. Farming money for days. He's going to be making $1,800 to be exact. So that's not too bad at all. And there it is, Harry. The 13-5. No bomb planted means no orbs. And it means lack of utility as well. Zipex and Glaive, I don't think they have any utility whatsoever. What they got right now. So, okay, they've got some residual cash. So they've got some utility in the form of a smoke, Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs, but still not looking ideal here. And this is certainly a bonus round situation for G2. MP9s, Famuses, trying to do what they can. Probably go for an aggressive frag towards Connector. And Kenny S going in with the AWP. He'll be backed up by Shoxy. And he's got the M4. So putting most of their firepower towards the Connector. And the lesser weapons way towards the B side.
Jock's going to be holding here. He's already a very rich man, courtesy of the 3,200 from kills alone on the MP9. This isn't about money anymore. Now it's about trying to start this round off with a bang. Dupree goes down, but Kiabi's there to trade things back. Kenny has to try and step up. Instead, it falls short. It's going to be Apex to pick the trade up, and he has to be careful because wrapping round behind him, he has got Glaive hot on his heels. Sneaking on up. Doesn't spot anything. Device spots a man up on A. Knows that Body resides over in Bank. Astralis looking to be a little bit confused as to what the overall plan here. I mean, it bomb dropped over in Connector. Players split between A and B. And Glaive, well, he's waiting over here on short. There's a gap in that smoke, though, and MBK trying to exploit it. It's just a matter of who shot first. The classic debate. Glaive takes the peek. He's the one who fires first, and he gets the kill. Down goes MBK. We're into the 3-on-3. Apex waits by barrels as he looks to try and hold back Astralis.
Well, this will be the final execution now, the final push towards the B side. Apex goes down. This could be the window that's okay. Astralis needed. I thought that was a guaranteed kill here, but a rare miss from Kenny as the bomb will be planted and Body will be backing him up. Do they save or do they go for it? Looks like it might be the former. They're going to give in. They've got a huge bet of rounds here. Don't completely destroy their own economy. There's still plenty of money, right? But they're looking at the bigger picture right now. That clutch looked unlikely, but a round where they had a 4-on-3 situation given away. Apex was that barrel position. I would like to see him play a bit more passively, a position where he can actually buy some time, potentially in the water area, just looking over, trying to find the first shot, stay alive. Barrels, you're pretty much all in. You've got to be looking towards short and the monster area. If you don't hit your first shot, you're going down. I believe he had a Famus as well. So I think something a little bit more passive would have been beneficial for him, but still, they do keep 2 players alive, but there it is. After going down 3-0, the long, difficult routes back into this game for Astralis begins. It's going to be 13-6. And they should be able to get the AWP out here. I actually don't think they can. They didn't pick one up. So AKs all round. Match paused for now. I would say this is most likely technical. There's no real reason for either team to go for a tactical one right now. But we'll find out. Either way, we'll have a look at the buys for either side. MBK yet to buy, so he could have been a player that's crashed or something like that. But we've got the AWP up Kenny S. Body on the Famus once more, and a couple of M4s there as well. In terms of leftover money, Body with 6k. He did save the weapon in the previous, MBK 6k as well. So they're still very well established here. If they can take down Astralis in this round, it'll be 14-6, and the money completely reset for the Danes. That's a chance just to win the game. So we'll see where they can get things going here. It's round number 5, and G2 putting their best foot forward today after having a very poor performance yesterday against FaZe, going down 2-0. We'll see whether they can find a map here against one of the world's best, Astralis, who always do very well in the Pro League. Oh, actually, to be fair, they didn't make it to the finals last season, so, you know, maybe that's a completely redundant statement, but still a decent team. I guess that still stands.
Yeah, the sentiment is still there.
Oh, the shot that Dupree hits. Why do people still jump across him? That's so nuts that people still give him that chance. He hits that shot every single time.
Yeah, BK now looking to show that he can also AWP as well as he rifles. Donning his AWPing shoes over here at short, and is looking to try and get that trade. He knows that Dupree's around here somewhere, and he's just lying in wait. Has that crossfire set up with Kirby, so that if MBK gets a little bit curious and starts to sneak down short, then he will end up where he doesn't want to be. 3 players coming his way, and MBK stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're all going to start to peek on out, and Device finds him first. That's that man advantage extended that much more. And now Body, alone within the site, has to try and step up massively here. Has an AK thrown to him if he wants it down by his feet, but he's going to push through the smoke, catches the first off guard, darts back in, Glaive finishes him off. And now Kenny and Shox, the 2 players that saved rounds ago, have to try and retake this site in a 2v4, and as Shox goes down, their fate is very much sealed. Kenny will try and save.
So once again, I think I said it's every time I watch Astralis play, that jump from short in the B-bomb site, looking towards the short pipe, it's just not worth it against Dupree. I don't think I've ever seen him miss that shot. He hits it every single time. If you're going to try and challenge him, at least try and boost with the AWP or something like that just to get the one shot on him, but that jump, I'm really not a fan of it, and it gives away a kill, and at that point they're always going to commit. They've got the best BXQ in the game. For all their smokes down, go in there, that man advantage, round over. And the CTs now, this is where they could throw the game. They start allowing Astralis back into this one. They're going to start picking up AWPs now and start stabilizing their own economy, and Kenny has his AWP goes down as well. So there is another buy for G2, but this will probably be the last of it. Body with 8 grand can drop the AWP. It still won't be the best to buy, even with 8 grand there. They don't have to buy here. It's still a situation. They've got a ton of money and lots of rounds in the bag. They're going to go for it either way. I would say maybe just take a partial buy here instead of stretching yourself a little bit thin, as now you can find yourself in a bit of a rut. You're going in with UMPs, Famuses, the one AWP, no kits. Kenny seems to go wild this round, and he goes towards the flower bed along. Nothing too exciting in that respect, but hoping to try and find one frag and pull back.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Astralis head out towards long all that often. This round does look to be the one in which they do. Device. Here's that AWP shot rattle on down. He's aware that Kenny was here somewhere. The footprints of his AWPing counterpart over on the side of G2 are left, and he does manage to pick that up, so he knows that the AWP currently resides up towards A. Astralis having a change of heart, though. They've ducked down through connector. 3 players here with the bomb. And Device waiting over by toilets. They're actually going to start to rotate players on out. They think that A might be for them. Device has a lucky escape, dances with death, and it's Kenny on the other side who does manage to tag him down to 16 HP. He knows he's lucky to have survived that. And they are just going to be waiting. Taking this round slow.
Yeah, well, they're just trying to establish map control at this point. You see Device pushing Kenny back along, means that Kenny has to go back towards middle, and they're not giving him anything to work with it, all hiding behind the safety of the bathroom walls there, trying to set up their smoke to be an A execution more I can see right now. But the frag's coming in once again. Kenny going to be in a world of trouble right now. Has to go close range, but the flashbang's too strong there. KRB with his second frag. The wall of smoke's deployed, and this is what Astralis are so good at. We didn't see any of this from G2, and these are the kind of tactics that work so well on overpass. Pushing through the smoke. Body's feeling brave, but he's only good for 1 frag, and it will be a bomb plant coming in there. Round over, I'm afraid, and this is why Astralis are considered one of the best T sides on overpass.
Apex on this lengthy flank had the guys in the site stayed alive a little bit longer. Then you know, maybe this would have played into the round in some way, and it still could get himself an AWP, which is nothing you'd be too disappointed in, but he just lets Device run away. Apex sneaking on in. Wants to try and get something better than this UMP, but as he just walks past everyone, they're all waiting down in toilets, so it's not going to be easy. This will also be the 8 for Astralis, slowly but surely closing that gap. Apex emerges from the back line. He's found the first. Device is here waiting to try and trade. Takes the shot, tags him away, and then finishes him off through the wall. Okay, Device.
Yeah, that's not bad. But now, Harry, this is where things get interesting. There was no real reason to force, but was that a complete wallbang? Oh my god, that's kind of sick, it actually was. Well, there you go. It's quite rare to see wallbangs like that in CSGO, but there you go. We're having a replay here of the smoke execution and the frags coming in from Kiabi. So this is what's so good about Astralis. They have the firepower, the tactics, the timing, the teamwork. That's why they're so good in Counter-Strike generally. That's something G2 struggle with slightly, I would say. This the tactical execution side of the game, not having that to fall back onto. But still, here we go then, Mac 10s. It will be Dupree, who's a monster towards that short pipe. Manages to find the first kill, takes down MBK, and looking for a bit more. Here's a full eco. And just to go on that point I was just about to begin, okay, Shoxy, he finds one kill. They didn't have the force buy in that previous round, because now they take ecos. They could have had a nice full buy here instead of Famouses, UMPs, one AWP. They had that huge bed of rounds, but that's going to be chipped away at now as we enter round number 8. They do have another buy available. Orbs out for Kenny S, of course, but cannot buy armor. It's what we call a glass cannon. You've probably heard that term a million times, but it means when you bring out the AWP with no armor, when you're going for a fast pick, you want to try and get that man advantage and take a bit of a gamble here. It's not ideal, but certainly can work.
Yeah, high risk, high reward, and they like to try and position it over at long. They have Shox positioned here by the bike. He finds the first now. Shox peeks out and drops out Dupree. The two-man advantage taken very early on and little in the way of a return from Astralis as they are sent packing. Device, Glaive and Zipex all that remain here. Damage being done to Glaive through 2 layers of the map from body. Device peeking out through short, is aware that there's a man in pit, but it's MBK to peek out, take one. Looks to get a little bit more work done as he spots Zipex over at long as well. And now a player emerges over on short, but he's going to be quickly snuffed out. Zipex all that's left, and Apex comes up trumps.
Lovely round from G2. There's the clean sweep. Much more, I guess, beneficial for the CT side. If you can push in and find kills like that, pick up a double AWP as well, and they hold off what could have been a deadly B execution there from Astralis. Taking matters into their own hands and finding the kills required. It's going to be G2 14, Astralis 9. So we'll see whether we can get G2 now with a double AWP setup. As I said, Harry, a notable adjustment now. It's not Shoxy on the secondary AWP anymore. That's gone. Yesterday we saw that. I thought, is it us today? But MBK is the secondary AWP now for G2. They have changed things up. That's significant. They're one of the few teams when double AWP meta started to really come back into CSGO. They were leading the charge on how powerful that could be, especially when Inferno was reintroduced as well. Shoxy and Kenios was that tag team combo. Now it's MBK. Never known to be an AWPer, ever, really, generally. And we're going to see whether he can fill this role nicely. I think Shoxy was great at AWPing, but it wasn't really working out for them. And speaking of AWPers, Device, he comes out on top once again, taking down Kenny S. It's a 5-on-4. The CT's now need to be very careful. Loses this round, it's a reset.
Yeah, and Shox has been trapped here. Trapped in the corner, gets caught with the smoke out, and Dupree will take that all day long. Body within the sight, the only man left here up on A as Apex desperately tries scrambling on in to help him. Body being kept at bay by these flashes. The utility is paramount, holding the close angle. Device is snuck all the way up, fully flashed. He will fall prey to Body, but they've rotated. It was all a ruse, and this quickly becomes apparent to G2 as they try to send the boys from A back to B. MBK on the AWP has to step up. We were speaking about this change. He has to try and make it work. He's taken the first, but then in through the smoke, Glaive finds him, extends that man advantage back. And Astralis, they're going in for the double fake, setting them back up now through toilets, but Body has heard absolutely everything.
He has indeed. This is where he becomes very useful indeed. He's called for Apex to rotate over. They've got the information. He's got the cross to the side and a powerful weapon with 100 HP in hand as well, but he can hear footsteps all over the place. Needs to hit this first shot. Of course he does. Looking for the second as well. Gets that. Now it's down to the 1v1 situation. Dupree gets the refrag, but 5 seconds remaining. Surely Apex pushes in. He's ready by Optimus. And now trying to deny the plan. He does it indeed. It wasn't the prettiest of rounds, and Astralis maybe outplayed themselves. Could have gone towards that B bomb site and found absolutely nothing there. But like he said, went for the double fake, and it all fell apart. A simple final frag there for Apex. Doesn't get much easier than that, but Dupree had no choice, had to go for the plan. 5 seconds remaining, and it is going to be match point indeed for G2. Money in the bin for the Danes. Tech-9s, Deagles, and 1 AK-47. No double AWP this time for G2, but still a huge advantage. The perfect opportunity to close this game out.
And that's the first time we've seen G2 use the time as their allies. They finally managed to arrive at map point. A good showing. Kenny, he's feeling warmed up. Drops out Kirby. That was the one rifle player left for Astralis.
Yeah, that's significant as well. Now that rifle's gone down, they know it's not Okay, just as I was about to say, that's going to be it. That's the round over. Dupree, of course, he finds 1 kill with the Deagle. He's so strong with that weapon. Takes Apex down to 25 HP as well. They've still got a shout on this one. Device somehow recovers the AK, and I feel like they can still do something with this. They went for the utility instead of firepower here. We know how strong their executions can be. Apex hasn't been having the strongest game of that B-bomb site, and down he goes once again. He's already low. Go for the wall bangs, give away his position, and he gives up himself to Device. Having a bit of a nightmare, I have to say that, and this is a round where it's looking like the Astralis has come back and win it, but Body, known to be one of the best anchors in CSGO, we'll see if he can step up here and find a couple of frags, which is certainly required at this point. He's by himself.
One of the best anchors indeed. He's going to have to do a boatload of information, so that's fantastic. Takes 2. Kenny peeking through the smoke, turns this around, and Device, the last man left in the 1v2, makes it the 1v1. His Shocks are short, but Shock shuts him down, and that will be G2 to win out overpass. What is, known as Astralis' home map.
It's certainly